All right, so now we have a fun little example where we get to find the height of a trapezoid. So, well, actually, it's an isosceles trapezoid. That means that these two legs of the trapezoid will be congruent and the triangles on the side are congruent. So how do we find the height? Remember, that's the segment connecting base 1 to base 2, forming a right angle. How do we find the height of this trapezoid? So, I am going to go ahead and kind of draw in the other triangle. That's going to help us out knowing that it is isosceles. The reason why is we know that this whole base is 14, but I want to know if we have a way to figure out what the sides are over here. So the whole base is 14. The base 1, 8 is going to match down here straight across from it. You can see it makes sense that that should also be an 8. So that means if I take 14 and subtract out the 8, I'm left with 6. So 6 is left over for the left triangle and the right triangle. So if we just take that 6 and divide by 2, we're going to get 3. So that means we have 3 for that part of the base and 3 for that part of the base. And then just to check, 3 plus 8 plus 3 does give us that full base of 14. Because it was an isosceles trapezoid, we knew that these triangles on the end would have that same measurement right there. So finding the height, let's focus on the fact that we have this nice right triangle right here. We now know two sides of it. I'll go ahead and redraw it over here. This is 3. Our hypotenuse is 5. Now to find our missing side, or maybe I should just label it with an X, with an H because it's our height. Two ways to find this. You can do Pythagorean Theorem. So for those of you that are still doing Pythagorean Theorem, that works. You do 3 squared plus h squared equals 5 squared. For those of you that have your triples memorized, you probably are recognizing, hey, could this be a 3, 4, 5 triple? Now, because the only thing you have to check is 5 the hypotenuse? Well, let me go back to this. In the triple, because the last number is 5, that has to be the hypotenuse of the triangle. So if you look at the triangle, is 5 the hypotenuse? It's across from the 90 degrees, the longest side, so it is. This is a 3, 4, 5 triangle, meaning, or telling us that 4 is our height. So our height is equal to 4. They did not give us a unit, so let's go ahead and write in units. This is not an area measurement, so we're not going to square it. It's just going to be 4 units. Now, if you guys are doing Pythagorean Theorem, obviously you have this work to show me. If you're doing the triples, you have to write down the triple for me. I want you to communicate with me how you are getting that third side, because there's not a lot of work to show. So if you just write down 4, great, but say I know it's 4 because I used this triple right there.